Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Crafty Chalk Creations. My name is Deborah and I'm an independent designer of Chalk Couture. It's Memorial Day weekend and I realized I have not done a project on the back of my glass door recently. So I wanted to show you one using a couple of Chalk Couture's transfer. This is the map of the United States of America. And another one I'm going to be using is called Land of the Free. I'm going to be using a couple of elements. Now these are size C transfers, that means they're 12 by 18. And before I used them, I made sure that my glass was good and clean, and I needed to fuzz my transfers very, very well. I must have fuzzed them at least 35 to 40 times. You fuzz them with a towel, a t-shirt, a piece of cloth, something that's going to take some of that stickiness off because these are reusable. Now, as you can see, I have blinds. I'm using those as a guide to place my transfer on. You can use tape or anything else that will help keep your project kind of straight if you like to, and you're welcome to measure. Now that I have that placed on there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my hand. Just want to make sure it's on there very good. I'm going to use my hand to go ahead and make sure that this is smoothed on there. I don't have any air pockets or I have any fuzzies or anything like that preventing my transfer from making good contact. I'm peeling it back just to make sure it's not too sticky. Like I said, these are reusable. Now I'm going to be using the handheld squeegee. This is an awesome tool. If you're going to cover a large surface, I'm going to be using the same color paste, and you just smooth it on. I really like this tool a lot. I'll have an editable shopping cart link posted down below. Now, I'm going to be using the color Saucy. This was the color of the month for May. They are sold out. I will have a link where I have one jar available that you can purchase. Now, I'm using the stir sticks, and what I'm doing is I'm applying this to my transfer just to make sure that I have a generous amount on there, because I'm going to smooth this over with my handheld squeegee. So there we go. And now I just need to be mindful because I'm not using where it says United States of America at the top. And all I'm doing is just trying to get some of that paste, smoothed over with that squeegee. I do love this because it just glides on. Now I do want to let you know with this squeegee, the bevel side is up. It has screws. I changed the direction of it for me. Try it however you like. For me, this is what worked best for me. So I'm just making sure that I've got this covered, just smoothing this over. And any of that little excess paint that's on that bevel edge, I can just kind of use that to make sure I have all my little areas covered, because I can always scrape off the excess, which I will be doing. I need to get that Hawaii there. I absolutely love this tool. Awesome for large surfaces. It makes your project go much quicker. So now I'm just making sure I got everything covered. Then all I need to do is, once I am trying to scrape off some of the excess there, and with that bevel edge, I'm just scraping that paste back into the jar. Hopefully you can see that there. And I'm just going to go back over it again, try to scrape off as much excess as possible. That way I have good even coverage as much as possible, because this is a larger surface. And there we go. Just scraping that a little bit back on the jar. Now it's time for the peel and reveal. I start at the corners. Well, first I got to hold my door down there with my foot, and I work my way to the middle a little bit, and then you just kind of slowly peel up, so that way if you did miss a spot, you can kind of tack it back up there and just do a little touch up. But I think this looks really good. I love this color. I hope you can see that zoomed in there a little bit for you. Now what I'm going to do is dry this, because I want to, like I said, use a couple of elements of that Land of Free transfer. And I want to make sure that my paste is good and dry. You can use a hair dryer if you want. I'm not in a rush. I'm just testing it, make sure it's dry. You can just let it air dry and then proceed with the rest of your design. Now that is good and dry, I am going to be using the Land of the Free transfer, a couple of elements here. I'm going to be using America and the little banner that says Home of the Brave. Now I've already pre-fuzzed these to save some time. I didn't mention that earlier. I pre-fuzzed these to save some time. So I'm placing that just above the map of America, and that was where it said United States of America. And above that, I'm going to put the word America. So I'm just smoothing this over with my finger just to make sure I have good contact. I don't need to smooth the entire area, just pretty much where the outline of the border is. Now I'm going to be using a shade called Colonial Blue. It shows a little bit darker on my camera there, but I thought it went really good with that color sauce. It kind of has more of the like a little bit of an earth tone to me. I just thought the tones look much better. So I'm using my mini squeegee and I'm dipping it to the jar of paste, and I'm just generously applying it to my transfer as I do with any of my other projects. It just takes, maybe a minute or so, and I'm kind of scraping off the excess there. Make sure I've got good even coverage. And now I'm just going to peel it and reveal. I really like how that turned out. Hopefully you can see that. Home of the Brave. I love that. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that this is good and dry before I apply the America above it. So now that it's going to dry, I make sure just before I do, I'm going to place that. Like I said, I eyeball things. You are welcome to measure if you would like to. And I'm just trying to make sure I've got that up there and it's kind of lined up. And I'm just smoothing this over again with my finger just to make sure that I have got good contact with my surface. Don't have any little lumps, bumps, air bubbles. Now, the Americana, it does have a little bit of distressing in there, which I think looks pretty cool. And hopefully you'll be able to see that at the end of this video with some of the pictures. And I'm using the same color, Colonial Blue, and also the mini squeegee. And I'm generously applying it to my transfer just to make sure that I have good coverage, and kind of as I'm applying it, I'm also taking some, taking some of it off. Removing the excess there. That's the words I'm looking for. All right, now I'm done with that. Same thing, I'm going to slowly peel this up just in case I may have missed a spot. I can touch it, tack it back up there, but this looks pretty good. And there we go. Now, you can let this air dry, or if you're in a hurry, you can go ahead and use a hair dryer or heat tool to dry this if you like to. But I really like how this turned out. I hope you enjoyed this project. It gave you some inspiration, ideas of what you can do with these two transfers, and you can create your work of art on a piece of glass. Whether it be a glass door, if you have a glass window you want to do this on. Now, my door is not exposed to the elements. Just keep that in mind. But I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching.